Speaking of teeth, in as we
Yeah,
segue,
great segue.
But yeah, no, I think for context as well, and I hope I've got this right, because I'll be honest, I think this kind of happened whilst I was away. So, but apparently there was a video that went round and obviously caused a lot of them protests from was it in Peckham or somewhere?
Yeah, it's in Peckham. It's a black hair shop in Peckham, I think.
Well, you say that. That's one of the things I want to talk about. So, yes, it's a black shop with black products in it, but it's owned It's owned by Indian man, Asian man, Indian man, and the whole context and why there was protests and sort of demonstrations outside the shops a couple of weeks ago is because I think the woman went back to the shop. She bought products from there. She went back later in a later time. She was due a refund for something because I don't think something was how it should have been, whether it was weave or something that she bought from the shop wasn't correct. So she wanted a refund. The owner was saying that she's not going to get a refund. And like, this is the bit that I'm not 100% sure on, so I don't want to be sort of...
Yeah.
So I think she went in the shop and said, you know what, you're not going to give me the refund. I'll just take what I think I need to take from the shop myself. I think that's what happened, but I don't want to be quoted on that bit. So then, either or, I don't care whether she done that. The bit that was more disturbing was the fact that the man then put his hands around her throat. Did I show you the video? I can't remember if I sent the video.
Yeah, I've seen bits of the video and I've seen the stills as well.
So he literally gets both his hands and puts them around her throat and then like kind of drags and drapes her a little bit. And it was just the level of violence for the small scenario, if that makes sense. Like there shouldn't be that violence anyway. But the question that I wanted to ask you is, and again, sorry, the big nasty video.
Questions, but
I know. I'm trying to unpick and pack at the same time, but trying to pack all the questions in, but unpick them at the same time. The big nasty video as well around what he said, which we'll touch on after.
Yeah.
But do you feel that we kind of set ourselves up as black people where we should be owning more of our own things? Like we should be owning the black hair shop. Like this is, my mum used to go to them same shops that woman went in. My mum was going to them 40, 50 years probably ago. Do you know what I mean? So do we need to own more of our own things so we don't have to go to the Indian man or the other race or this man? We can just do it ourselves.
Yes and no. no, I'll answer it. So I think there are places out there already. So where I get my stuff from is black owned. Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Where it's not close though. To be fair, what helps now that I'm cutting my hair, it's near my barber's, so that helps. So I just go there after.
Two birds, one stone.
Obviously, yeah. But when I wasn't going to the barber's for 3.5 years, I'd have to actively make the effort to go. And their products are a little bit more expensive than there's a place that's about 20 minutes walk from where I am. I'd stopped going to that place for a lot of reasons. One, I do like to support the black-owned businesses, but that doesn't mean that I won't go to other places to get things. Two, the guy was treating me like a bit of a dickhead as well.
What, in the black place or the other place?
Yeah, no, the other place, the non-black owned place. Because I asked them and he's just being rude, and also he kept changing the price of something, even though the price. So, and that's not exclusive to any kind of culture or anything. I just thought, you know what?
The price should be the price, isn't it? Like,
yeah. So when I go to the other place, even sometimes I don't have things, but they're polite. They can't, like, they just say, we ain't got it, but do you want to give us a call in 2 weeks? Here's the card. Do you know what I mean? So, but this leads me on to part of my answer. It's hard if you don't have the time to find the black-owned places.
That's an excuse.
But at the same, no. What I'm saying is,
Instagram,
you should just go to the black-owned place. I don't think we need to have the monopoly of it. That doesn't make sense.
What do you mean? To set up the business or to go just buy from there? Yeah,
because I think there's some confused arguments in that we should own our own stuff, but we do. It's just we choose to go other places. If you just go to the places that exist, that solves the issue. Do you know what I mean? It's like you know, with
you'd be
the
surprised
food.
how many black products are not owned by black people, but they're labeled that they're owned by black people. You know.
No, but I mean, just the shops, like who owns the shop, and you find out, you talk to them. So that's why I'll go to the place. It's in Sydenham. I'll just go to it because it's black owned. Do you know what I mean? All the products might not be, but then I'll do my own research on the products and decide which products I want to go. But I want to support their business. It's not about not supporting other ones, but I want to support their, and I'll make the effort to go and pay the extra money.
I got a separate question. I wanted to talk about it, but it kind of fits into this anyway. Do you that sometimes as black people we just support a black business because they're a black business? Because I was having a separate conversation with someone about tracksuits the other day, and the quality of tracksuits weren't the best, but I've been buying from a particular place just because they're black owned. But then am I just supporting them because they're black? Do you know what I mean? Or should I be? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So
I'd go to like Nike on no one because there's other black owned like men go out there, but I was just supporting them. But the quality wasn't even the best, and it's not cheap. They're like the things are like £70 for the top, £70 for the trousers. It's £140.
I think it depends on your values. Yeah. So I mean, I've got a couple of examples. I've obviously I've got friends of all different backgrounds.
Yeah, 100%.
So. Number one, sometimes I'll just go and support that person. Like when I was writing my books, there was bare typos in the first editions, but people just bought it to support me. Do you know what I mean? So it is what it is. Sometimes I have just, I see in a store somewhere, I see something, think it's not really my thing, but I'll just buy it as like £6. I'll just do it, which is fine. But what I wouldn't support is if it's a product that I don't think is that good.
That's what I'm saying.
There's not a willingness to improve it, because sometimes a product isn't good because they just don't have the resources, but they've got the intention and they just need to build on it. It's like you might go to an event, it's not the greatest event, but you can see that's all they can do at that time with what they've got. So the more you support them, the better it is. Do you know what I mean? So I don't mind. But if someone's just doing it, they've got no passion about it, they're not bothered. Lots of things, music, fashion, whatever. I'm not going to support if I don't like it just because they're black.
But some people do that,
it's fine, but you can do that.
It's not fine. It's not fine. This is the thing. Nah, because this is why I think sometimes, and we lead people, not just black people, like a lot of people, but we lead them down this path that they're doing well. And sometimes we just need to say,
them up.
Yeah, we need to say your product's shit. This is why we're not supporting it. Because we would do that. I would do that if it was Nike, if it was Yeezys, we're talking about whatever, Apple, whatever it was, I'd still say the same thing. So I think some people go to black-owned businesses because they're black-owned. Not because they want the product or they like the product or they think the product's amazing. They just go because it's black-owned and they want to reinvest back into their what they see as their community and their people, which is fine. It's everything. They can do what they want. It's their money. But I'm at the stage now where like, I watch my pounds and my pennies.
Every penny count.
So at the end of the day, if something's rubbish, regardless of the race of the person making it, like if it's rubbish, it's rubbish. And I think I agree with you. I think it shouldn't be hard to go and find like a black hair shop, or there's one in Liverpool. There's a couple in Liverpool that are actually owned by black people. And my barber, not my barber, obviously, man, I got no hair, but my son's barber put me onto one, because I was going to there's a shop in like city centre in Liverpool, Indian owned, but everything in there is like black hair products and whatever else in there. So I was saying to him, like, the prices that this man's charging as well, to me personally, like you just said then, it's the other way around up here, because like the thing that I can get from the black woman is like, say, £10 for a bottle or something. He's selling it for like £16. Same bottle, same everything, £16. So it's like they're capitalizing off us as well.
Yeah, and I think that's what the issue is, isn't it? It's a moral thing and like an ego thing as well. Because like, I feel like I'm being taken for a dickhead. So there's been places I've gone before. Where I'm like, no, I'll let you call, and when I've asked you about something, you've got the no and whatever, and it don't have to be black. But I think what this all comes down to, like you said, is teaching each other as a community how to ask questions and do our own, like research, either in our head or, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
due diligence. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah. So, That's what I think it comes down to. That's the first part. Like, that's what I think it is. So I'm not. Yes, sometimes I will think, you know what, the black, I want to help them out, and I can really see that they're trying to get somewhere with this. So if my £6 or my £4, my £10 helps, then so be it. But also, I think it's them making that effort to support the ones that you do like. And then I think it's a bit contradictory to go to a place where maybe it's not black owned, but it's black products, and then complain. It's like,
that's what people were doing. That's why. That's why I want to ask that question, because that's why I feel people just boycott the man's shop. No, the shop that the whole controversy thing was about. Just boycott his shop. Then don't even make a big fuss about it. Just don't go to the shop. If everyone that puts their money into that shop stops going, he's going to go out of business within the next 2 years. Because I can guarantee you that they don't know that it's literally probably 80% of the people in there must be black people going into that shop.
Well, it's got to be, yeah.
So maybe more, let's say 90%. You might get the odd one or two stray that walks in, wrong shop. But if we just all stop going to the shop, he ain't gonna. What shops he got left? So I wouldn't even kick up a fuss. We're kicking up a fuss because we've learned
from your feet.
Yeah, we've learned from previous times that when you reprocess in this country, it doesn't really land that well. It doesn't. Like, what does it solve? Like, his shop's probably back open now, and there's probably still people going into it. Do you know what I mean?
That's the thing, and it's the same with Turtle Bay. Is the same thing as well. Like,
yeah, just don't go.
You know, people enable it. So, but don't get me wrong though. I'll be real with you. If I don't know, white person, Indian person, whatever, opened up a shop that sold black hair products or whatever. But when I'll go in there, they're calm, they know the products, I ask them a question, they know about it, and it's quite clear. Yeah, quite clear that that's all it is at the end of the day. Because again, you start getting into then when the shoe's on the other foot. So let's say, I don't know, you want to open a bakery or something like that. What they're going to say, it's a French croissant, don't really look like you're proper French, so we're going to boycott. No, but is the food good? Is it nicely priced? Are you polite?
It's true.
So you know what I mean? So you can't have it both ways.
No, but I think sometimes we do as a community. I think we do want it both ways. And that's the problem. I think we want it where, because I see people all the time, they talk about, I wish I could do this and da-da-da-da-da. You can do it. You can. Nothing's stopping you, apart from the having the equity to do it. If you've got some people start up their businesses with like £500. Like literally start for less, $250. Yeah. They start up, they build, and they go on from there. And
less than a table at the club.
Literally. And you can do that and then build from it. So there's nothing stopping people from, you don't even need a shop to sell products these days. There's what they call e-shops or whatever. The
e-commerce and all
e-commerce.
that. Yeah.
You could just set up a shop online. You can go and buy the thing from the warehouse. You could distribute it from your house yourself, and then you ain't got to go out and rent buildings and all that. You can just go and do it from your own house. And then when you get, that's like Ben's Yard done that. Ben's Yard, the make, started in mum's front room or back room, one of them. Now he's got one of the biggest warehouses in the country distributing his clothing. So,
but that's the thing, and I think that's what I was saying. You don't need to have the monopoly. You don't need to always start opening new stuff. It's just, if it exists already, and I think that's the way it is. It's someone else has come over, so we now need to open another thing. And it's like, actually, you can just, what's already there, just use that. There's people that's already been doing it. If you don't like it, then fine. Then you can look at other options. But I think it's the same with a lot of stuff, like a lot of the food places. The ones that continue to exist are the ones where people said, no, I'm going to go to that specific one. That's my favorite one that I like to go to. It's good, and I want to support it. Because I know we've all been there, or you've seen, Caribbean places. Just go in and eat the food. The food's dead, but it's like, at least I didn't go to the fish and chip shop and it's like, no, just it's fine. You don't just have to go. It's cool.
Well, I think that needs to be the narrative, because I think a lot of the time, like, we go, I've got to go there because it's black owned, or I can't go there because it's not black owned. And look, if the thing's good and the quality of something's good and it ticks the boxes that I needed to tick, then yeah, I'll do my research. If there's somewhere that's local to me and it's black owned, it's a win-win. It's a bonus. But if I go somewhere and I'm looking for something and I have to go somewhere else to get it, then so be it. And I'm with you. I want to promote and like promote as many black businesses as possible. But if the black business is shit, I mean, it's shit. I'm sorry. Like we got to be honest with certain people, because some people just make these business and go, oh yeah, you got to support it. It's black owned. It's like, no, we don't, because if it's shit, regardless of your race, it's shit. Like, that's the
no.
part.
I think that's it. And I mean, it's the same. It's the same with obviously my work, and I know that I was doing a bit of the mentoring and stuff like that. So yeah, I definitely, I'll definitely, and I think a lot of people do this anyway. They'll try and support the community, and I think that's important. But it's about us all investing in it in a way that helps it to prosper, rather than, like you said, just what they say, like if you fling shit at stick, some of it will, or a wall, or some of it will stick, or whatever. And it's like, no, it's fine. You got to try and make it prosper. So I don't think there's a black or white answer. Ironically, a black or white answer to that question.
You had to say that.
Oh no, I had to throw it in. I just think it's one of those things, and it's about the due diligence, supporting when possible, but also having a chat, like the black community. If we're a community, why the fuck ain't we talking to each other then about, this is the product, this is where it came from?
But we never have, because you know why? I think our community is different to like the Jewish community. Our community is different to like the Hindu community or the Muslim community, where they all stick together. Them man build houses together. They don't go and get the white man. When you see Indian man building their houses, they're all built like uncle, cousins, bedroom from down the street. They all build the house together. Whereas we have to source. That's what I was saying originally as well. We have to source out, like, even if you want to skip or you want something doing, you have to go and call someone else. We as a community, I don't think, anyway, I might be wrong or someone can correct me, but I don't feel like we are as tight knitted as other communities. I don't think.
Well, parts of it ain't. I do feel like with the generations coming through, they are much better at it, if I'm honest.
100%. I agree with that.
And I think sometimes what happens is there ends up being one or two people that are trusted and do a really good job, and either they get overworked or people take the piss, because I think that's the other issue sometimes, is that there's an expectation, and I know this has been talked about a lot, but there's an expectation that, if I'm black, you're black, so it's going to be like mates rates and stuff. It's like you need to respect that person's time and profession.
Just treat them like you treat anyone else. Like,
exactly. Would you be doing that if they were white, for example?
Yeah,
no. So pay the P. And this goes back to what I'm saying about the shop. When I go to that shop, I'm not asking for a discount. And even if it's the same, my barber as well, if they say, like, don't worry, it's like, no, I'm paying full price, because we fuck each other. We wouldn't do this with other people. So if people do that to me, when doing my private work or whatever, if I'm getting paid full, I can reinvest that and it goes around. But if some people are getting discounts, some people are taking the piss, you can't ever grow anything. Do you know what I mean?
You're undercutting yourself every time someone does that to you.